Soccer injuries occur primarily from three situations. One set of injuries is the result of overuse or overextension. These injuries, most commonly sprains and strains in the lower extremity, are substantial but not the present focus and usually not treated urgently. A second set of injuries, usually short-lived and comparatively minor, arises when a player is struck by the ball, often in the stomach or face. This type of injury is also not the present focus. The third set of injuries, the present focus, results from collisions, most often between two players. Such injuries comprise 50 to 70% of youth soccer injuries. Both boys and girls teams participated, and the study focused on the U10 and U11 leagues, which were the oldest groups of teams previously playing matches officiated by a single referee. Those teams were populated with players almost entirely ages 9 to 10, with a few 7 and 8-year-olds, generally highly skilled players, playing up with teams serving primarily older children. 98 games were studied, which involved 13 clubs and included 38 games for U10 boys, 28 for U10 girls, 18 for U11 boys, and 14 for U11 girls. All games were paired, such that the same clubs played each other, once with one referee on the field and the other time with 3 referees on the field. Games were scheduled to last 50 minutes. Referees were hired by the league. All had appropriate training and certification to serve as youth soccer referees. The full panel of 72 referees used by the league included 61 men, 85%, and 11 women, 15%, with a mean age of 27.2 years. The 3 referees positioned themselves in traditional locations, center referee covering a diagonal pathway across the field and side referees monitoring opposite sidelines, but all 3 were granted the right and responsibility to call all fouls. They were trained and familiar with this strategy already, as it was used for older children in this and other local community and interscholastic soccer leagues. For games with just one referee, that referee was responsible for monitoring the full field and calling all fouls and sideline violations. The following 4 outcome measures were retrieved through videotape review. Collision, defined as contact between 2 or more players that resulted in 1 or more players showing visible signs of pain, falling down as a result of the contact, or experiencing an injury that required adult attention. Aggressive foul, referee, defined as a foul whistled by a referee on the field, live, during the game, that was aggressive in that it involved player-to-player contact. Examples include pushing, tripping, and other aggressive acts. Aggressive foul, coder, defined as a foul identified by our researcher who was coding videotaped games. As in the aggressive referee fouls, only fouls that involved player-to-player contact were included. Thus, the 2 outcomes of aggressive fouls called by the referee and aggressive fouls coded by the research team were designed to count the same behaviors. Injury, defined as any sort of pain or tissue damage that was serious enough that an adult attended to the player on the field and or the player left the game. The table presents the results. There was no evidence of carryover effect for any of the outcome measures. As shown, collisions occurred at similar frequencies across games with 1 referee versus 3 referees overall, although there were trends for more collisions between players to occur among both older and younger girls with 1 referee, and among older boys with 3 referees present. There were significant differences between the rates of aggressive fouls based on the number of referees on the field. Rates of fouls were lower for games with 3 referees compared to those with 1 referee. This was true of both fouls identified by the referees live on the field and of fouls identified by the research team through videotape review. These trends were true among most age and gender-based subgroups also, with the exception of fouls called by the referees during the older boys' games. Finally, there were no significant differences in injury rates across the referee groupings. Minutes played/recorded did not vary significantly across 1 versus 3 referee games. A sensitivity analysis considering all injuries experienced, rather than only those resulting from collisions or contact with other players, yielded similar results to those presented.